Okay, so here's my little run through of the project I did uh, last couple weeks. Um, let's see. So this is my project in Android Studio. So it's pretty simple. This is a little app that is supposed to generate a random name, first and last, for either a male or female. So first I'll just run it and then I'll walk through the code. It takes a little while to get going because my computer is pretty slow, but I'm running it on this emulator. It's a virtual Nexus 4, and that's pretty outdated these days. But I've been testing it a lot on this mostly because I think it starts up pretty fast, and it runs okay on it. I've tried it on a couple other ones, on the Pixel 6 and the Nexus 5X, but they take a while to go. So I've just been using this. Okay, hold on, it's gonna have to reset. Just wait a second. Should start up in a moment. Okay, so this screen pops up and you can use this switch to toggle on or off if you want a male or a female. So if you want a male, you just click the generate button and it comes up. And you can keep clicking it and it'll keep going. Or you can do female. And just keep going there. Anyway, that's mostly how that works. Very simple, like I said. But this is my Kotlin main file. So I just, set the values for each of the elements of the layout, which is here. So we have a generate button. Just these two labels don't do anything, so I didn't set any values to them. We have the switch, and then this results text box. So on here, we set the values for the results text box, the but right here. It's going slow. And this sets the click listener here for the button. So basically, just on the click listener, there's an if statement, so it goes ahead and evaluates the status of the switch button of the switch. And so if it's checked, then the results text box will display the returned value of this reader class that I created that I'll show you next. And it'll input this as the parameter 0. The parameter is the boy name. That's actually supposed to kind of be a Boolean, but I just wanted to make an integer so that I can also have a reaction to an incorrect parameter in there, just so we could have a possible error message, which could be worked with later. I just put that in there real fast. And then this, if the boy name equals 1, that's when the switch is checked or is not checked, and that means it will show a male name. So the reader class I created up here was kind of frustrating. I've never coded in Java until now, so I was trying to figure out some certain things. I'm going to go over to my VS Code after this and show you what I originally had created. It's on here too, but it actually works on the VS Code file. So I made a reader class, and this method I created is called populate. And like I said, it takes the boy name. It takes, boy name as an integer. And so basically the first thing that we have is a list. We have 3 lists, and they're really long. There's 1,000 strings in each one. This is the boy names. This is the girls' names. And this is the last names. So basically, down here, this little block is another if statement. So it just takes the binary input of the boy name from the parameter above. And if it's 1, then it will basically it'll run this for a boy name. So it'll take a random number, 2 random numbers for the boy names list, first names, and then the last names list, and it'll just use those as indexes for the list, and it'll pull just a random one out, and then it'll return them as a string. And do the same for the girls. If the boy equals 0, the boy name equals 0. It's the same for the girls. And then, like I said, here's the return error message thing. What I wanted to do originally is not have these really long lists, because I know it's really annoying. And I was very disappointed I had to do that. I wrote this to use buffered reader to read from the CSV file. That would just go in and then take all of the things from the CSV file, put them into the list, and then just continue down here, and this would all be the same. And it was just really frustrating, because as soon as I practiced writing on VS Code and it was working, but then I couldn't figure out how to get I believe the problem is the path name, the file path, because I had it written perfectly in VS Code, and it was working great. But and I'll show you. But here, when I translated it over, it wasn't really working, so I had to write out all these lists. That was really really frustrating. I think I left it all here so I can come back later. This file name.csv is in here as well, so I can go back. If I were on a team, I could table it and let them work on it. I just try to make it really readable and really usable and changeable if that were needed. But here's the VS Code file that I have. So this is the reader class. This is using buffered reader and everything. This is actually the same, like pretty much everything the same I showed you. Here's the statement, but without the giant lists. So yeah, 1 is for the male name, 0 is for the female name. No, run that really fast. And it's supposed to give us, since we have 1 in there right now, it's supposed to give us a male name, and it did, Alan Harrison. Run it again. And it gives us Will Powers, Hassan Howe. So we can do that, and we can just put in 0. Start it back up. Richards, Sandra Rivera, Savannah Booth. There you go. So that's how that's supposed to work. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So thanks for listening. Hope that was somewhat enjoyable to listen to. Anyway.